No matter where you are around the world, you can always bet on the new black media. Let's go.
Welcome Black to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.
All right, everybody, welcome back to What's the 411 News. And this one has been kind of reported but kept suppressed on the low a little bit. But we're going to definitely talk about it. And as you see on the screen below, we're going to be covering other news stories as well very shortly. So what we have here is, for those who don't know, haven't heard, black immigrant Mamadou Diallo. He told the police that he doesn't like black people after he attacked and shot at a few black men. All right. So we're going to definitely go over this story right here. All right. Once again, I appreciate y'all for coming back into What's the 411 News. And yeah, we're going to take a look at this story, man. All right. Definitely going to take a look at this story in regards to Mamadou Diallo. All right. So let's take a look at that right now. All right. So again, Mamadou Diallo, Renton shooting spree suspect, stated he does not like black people. All victims were black. All right. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we get into that, we're going to take a look at this video clip. So let's check it out right now. All right.
The 32-year-old SeaTac man accused of a shooting spree that left 3 people hospitalized made his first court appearance today. Court documents state that after the man was arrested along I-5 in Tacoma, he told police he, quote, doesn't like black people. The 3 people police say he shot are all black men.
In probable cause documents released today, it states that during that interview with police, he denied shooting anyone. But he allegedly did confirm that he recently purchased a pistol, and that pistol and loaded magazines were inside his vehicle. According to investigators, one man allegedly caused 4 different crime scenes.
State of Washington versus Mamadou Diallo.
Mamadou Diallo appeared before a judge today, accused of perpetrating a shooting spree Thursday afternoon. It started near Rainier Avenue in Renton. That's where a suspect allegedly pulled up in his vehicle next to a man who was sitting in his car and started shooting, according to police, who say the same suspect then drove less than a mile to a dealership on Southwest Grady Way, and there was more gunfire.
You know, as a business owner, you stay up late at night worrying about a lot of things. This isn't one of them, so I was really caught off guard.
Matthew Phillips, the CEO at Car Pros, received the call yesterday afternoon that one of his employees was shot.
We're all just in shock. The employee was walking to his car. Someone basically pulled out a gun, shot him, and drove off. It happened very quickly. Nobody really understood what happened. Luckily, we have an employee who is former military that sprung into action to provide immediate first aid.
As police were investigating the 2 crime scenes in Renton, a third call came in about SeaTac, where another man was shot. And investigators say they believe the same suspect is responsible. A short time later, evidence and witness statements led to this moment, where police say they arrested the suspect on I-5 in Tacoma. It was all part of a traumatic day for Phillips and his employees. He says they're still struggling.
To know that everyone feels a little bit less safe, to know that one of our family members isn't here, is heartbreaking.
Today, the judge found probable cause for 3 counts of assault and set bail at $3 million.
All right, so we're going to go into it a little bit more detail here. All right. And of course, as always, we're going to give you that commentary. All right. So yeah, let's go into a little bit, man. From Fox Seattle, curated here on WT4 News. What's the 411 News? All right. So a King County Sheriff Sergeant arrested a suspect accused of a seemingly random shooting spree that injured 3 people on January the 12th, all right, including 2 in Renton and 1 in SeaTac. Although a clear motive has not been identified, newly obtained documents reveal that the suspect, identified as 32-year-old Mamadou Diallo, made statements to detectives that he, quote, does not like black people. All right. And all the victims were black men. The King County Sheriff's Office super form submitted to prosecutors lists Diallo as a black man living in SeaTac. So real quick, we're going to talk about that. Through some sources of mine, some pretty decent sources, pretty good sources, as a matter of fact, it is suspected that he is Senegalese, all right? Has a Senegalese background. And that goes back into the narrative of what we were talking about on other episodes, where we're not saying everybody is and all black immigrants don't like black Americans, but more as a collective, you're going to find a lot of them have some type of disdain. All right. And here you have somebody saying it outright. They don't like black people. Now that could mean, who knows? It could mean black as in black immigrants or black Americans. We don't know the full details on that, but based off of, especially when I go on Twitter a lot of times and I find out and I listen to the live Twitter spaces, you hear a lot of black immigrants, or I've heard in the past that there has been a lot of disdain for black Americans. All right. There's been a lot of disdain for that. And so here you have somebody coming out right telling you what it really is. Okay. So let's continue on and with this story here in regards to Mamadou Diallo. All right. In his first court appearance, as you guys heard on the video, which was on January 13th, a King County judge found probable cause to hold Diallo and set bail at $3 million. And on the looks like here on the 18th, prosecutors charged Diallo with 2 counts of first-degree attempted murder and 1 count of first-degree assault. Timeline of the shootings. We're gonna go through this timeline. All right. So at 1:22 p.m., this is according to the Renton Police Department. Police received a 911 call for an assault that happened inside a Safeway at the 200 block of S 3rd Street. There was a 76-year-old victim, and of course they said it was black men, so you can say it's a 76-year-old black man. Told police he was standing in line to buy lottery tickets when Diallo pushed him to the ground from behind. All right. So then Diallo left the store and was seen driving a gold Dodge Journey, according to the victim, who was not injured at that time. Then again on 1:22 p.m., the police department says they were advised that the suspect had fired multiple shots into a car near a strip mall on 64 Rainer Avenue. All right. Rainer Avenue looks like south. When police arrived, they found the victim's unoccupied vehicle on the side of the street with at least 7 bullet strikes. The victim was found inside a nearby store with multiple gunshot wounds to his leg and torso. Authorities say the 57-year-old man was taken to Harborview Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. According to court documents, Diallo's gold Dodge Journey was captured on surveillance video fleeing the scene. All right, on 1:42 p.m., officers were then dispatched to another shooting in the 200 block of Southwest Grady Way. When they arrived to the scene, they found a 42-year-old man laying in the surface area of a Kia car dealership with gunshot wounds in his leg, hips, and wrist. Medics arrived and took the victim, an employee of the dealership, to Harborview Medical Center. And I believe that was, when you watched the video, that might have been the employer or the boss of that particular victim in the video that you guys just seen. All right. The victim has since been released. All right. Then you have at 2:09 p.m., King County Sheriff Office deputies were dispatched to a shooting in SeaTac at the intersection of 160th Street and 34th Avenue South. When deputies arrived at the scene, the victim was found laying on the ground. with multiple gunshot wounds in the torso. He was then taken to Harborview Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. According to the court documents, multiple witnesses told police that the suspect had stopped in the middle of the road of the intersection. Diallo then allegedly had a brief interaction with the victim, shot him at point blank range 4 or 5 times, quote unquote, and drove away. All right. According to the King County Sheriff's Office, Diallo was arrested in Tacoma on Thursday after the sergeant, who is assigned to a SeaTac police, spotted the suspect's gold Dodge Journey with no license plates traveling onto southbound I-5, it looks like, from South 199th Street. The vehicle is registered to Diallo. The sergeant followed the journey to Tacoma, where he arrested Diallo during a traffic stop. Deputies say a Walther brand pistol box was on the front passenger seat, at least one fired casing inside the vehicle. All right. There was some court documents. We'll try to provide the PDFs, as you know how we always do here when it's when you guys need to take a look at some more detail, and we'll provide the link to that PDF where you guys can check it out yourself personally. All right. Throughout the interview with detectives, Diallo stated multiple times that he does not like Black people. He stated that he does not like spending time with Black people because they are always killing each other. All right. Now, what does that sound like? Where did you hear those type of talking points before? Right? Where did you hear those types of talking points before? All right. Where it says they are, you know, he doesn't want to spend time with Black people because they are, quote unquote, always killing each other. Right? Always killing each other. He denied shooting anyone. All 3 of the victims were allegedly shot by Diallo. All right. And the man who was pushed to the ground inside the Safeway were all Black men. All right. Just like I stated earlier. All right. Prosecutors say they anticipate getting the required documents for a charging decision early next week and intend to take immediate action. The next court update is expected to arrive on Tuesday. All right. So when this story came out, they did not have, or they didn't show his face or what he looks like. All right. And as of right now, we don't have a picture of what he looks like. As you've seen there, they just showed his hands in the court, I guess, sitting in the courtroom. Right. And here's the picture right here. Him with his hands inside of his hands. And again, it's suspected he has a Senegalese background. And as mentioned before, you heard me state on this news show as well, plenty times before in other places as well. There seems to be a collective of Black immigrants for whatever reason. Sometimes it could be through their parents. Sometimes it can be through propaganda, the visuals and the audios in their ear being told that Black Americans are criminals. They do crimes, they kill each other. When you go to these countries, you see them doing way worse, or what they claim that Black Americans do here, just the same. There's a lot going on that doesn't get told to you. Right. And again, on social media, there's been a lot of talk through them with the same sentiments. There's been videos, there's plenty of videos that are out there, and I'm sure there's more that'll come out where Black immigrants are showing their disdain for Black Americans. All right. And this is not to say, again, that every last Black immigrant across the globe is that way. You're going to have individuals that rock with Black Americans. They know what's going on. They know the racism that's going on in the U.S. They know how the system and through the laws and stuff, how they manipulate. There's some individual people that understand that, but there's a lot in the collective sense. They have this disdain. And so this story has been reported through other outlets, but it's not kind of staying on the surface. And you might notice a lot of black immigrants have probably been kind of laying low because of this comment. As you heard me read, you know, he said he don't like being around them, don't like spending time with them, don't like black people. And one of his reasons is because they always killing each other. When we did other stories that I've reported here, you've seen that some of these people were immigrants that were actually committing the crimes. So that doesn't make, you know, that kind of doesn't make any sense what he's saying. All right. That's not to say it's just black immigrants here committing crimes, but it appears that whatever goes on in their countries, they're bringing that stuff over here. That's why you heard Trump mentioning about the when it came to the border, that you're just going to be bringing criminals over here. And that's a whole nother story, something we might touch on in another news episode in regards to that, because there's some other things going on that we're going to report here pretty soon that you will definitely be interested in. All right. So with that being said, man, let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments as usual. You know what it is, man. This is What's the 411 News. I appreciate y'all. Be always available on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. We on Twitch. You can also see this video after, of course, me being live right now. It will be available for view on Spotify for all you Spotify people out there subscribing to Spotify. All right. Be sure to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. And you know, if you on Facebook, you can check us out as well. Twitter the same. Again, Twitch and Spotify. Be sure to support New Black Media. I am not the only one. There's plenty others. Shout out to News Toter. Shout out to Juicy Genius. I'm so sorry I forgot your news platform. But if you guys know, you know, if you go to Twitter, you can check out Juicy Genius. I think she's out of Atlanta. And there's plenty others out there. There's a lot of more popular known ones you guys might know of. Shout out to Professor Black Truth, Jason Black. You got Tariq Nasheed. You also have African News Diaspora channel. You can check them out as well. But as I said, you know, this is the New Black Media, so support it. We keep you up on what's going on. We keep it authentic, and we try to get down to the nitty gritty, if you know what I mean. All right. So again, this is What's the 411 News. We're gonna have more coming for you, and stay tuned. All right. Appreciate y'all. One love. I'm out of here. Peace.
Welcome back to What's the 411 News, where we bring you news observation, interpretation, and news commentary from an FBA and BGR perspective. Let's get it.